show we mentioned last week, Waco, starring Taylor Kitsch, Michael Shannon, and a bunch of those guys.
Paul Sparks.
Yeah, Shea Wiggum. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Plus John Leguizamo and Supergirl.
Yeah. Yep. I wrote down here, John Eric and Drew Dowdle. Never heard of these guys, but they're the ones who are writing and producing this for Paramount TV, formerly Spike. And it's been two episodes in at this point?
Correct. Yeah, two of 6. It's a short miniseries.
It looks good. Taylor Kitsch, I think, is awesome.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not totally into this show. Help me understand that, Dave.
I think it's at a base level, it's entertaining because you're just kind of watching an historical event be portrayed with good talent, dramatically. But I think the main criticism of it, which you'll see basically from anyone talking about it, is that it's kind of simple. It's a tad lowbrow. Some of the dialogue, you can see it's just the way it's script, very exposition-y at times. The first episode when Shea Wiggum and Michael Shannon are talking, and Shea Wiggum's basically like, "You don't want to cross me," like, or something to that effect. And it's like, You know what happens when you stab me in the back, motherfucker. Like it's very basic. It's very simple. But I think, I don't know, like I always like watching like recent history when I'm interested by it. Like, again, I was kind of annoyed with the overdoing of OJ, but this is kind of a trend right now where like early to mid 90s stuff is recent enough, but also far enough away that it's primed to be adapted. So the whole the Waco stuff, I think, is made sense to make it to set a miniseries. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were hoping that this was going to be like HBO caliber screenwriting when we saw the talent involved. But for what it is, I'm content to ride it out and watch the last 4.
Oh, I'm definitely going to watch, especially because everything I've read says episode 3 picks up pretty quickly and the action gets moving. For those who don't know, and maybe we should say this at the beginning, it's about the David Koresh's Branch Davidians, and when the ATF and FBI back in 1993 had a 51-day siege on them. And Kitsch is by far the standout in this. His portrayal of Koresh is like mesmerizing in a way, which is exactly what they needed for
the character
this thing to work. Yeah. And good for Kitsch because he takes a lot of shit after, what was it? John
Carter.
John Carter, and there's 2 more movies that
Battleship.
Well, Battleship, I think, is entertaining at least. You get Rihanna and Taylor Kitsch and Liam Neeson on the screen. That's fucking fire, dude.
And True Detective season 2 as well.
Yeah, right. I forgot he's in that. I pretty much like block out True Detective season 2 every chance I get.
I watched the whole thing, but can't tell you much about it.
The only thing I remember is Vince Vaughn having his like fever hallucinations at the very end, like walking through the desert. Jesus, what a mess. It's a little bit slow the first 2 episodes. I'm excited to see it pick up. I also, like you said, it's very simple, and it's almost making you like sympathize with Koresh in a way.
Definitely,
which kind of a hot take in a sense, but it's definitely entertaining. It's not going to be anyone's best of list, but I do think the cinematography is pretty good, and like you said, the story is intriguing. So worth checking out.
It's like tricking you. It's tricking you into thinking it was like prestige TV when it really isn't. But it is, for what it is, it's being well done. And I will say, I think through 2 episodes, I think the themes with the polygamy aspect, the multiple wives thing, I think they're actually doing that pretty well in terms of handling both sides to it. So we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, overall, I think it's if this is the kind of comfort TV that you make time for, I think it's that's totally fine because given what your other options, I think this is still pretty solid.
I definitely agree.